The first one's in front of you, boys. Remove your blindfolds.
Here we go.
Oh, it's got quavers on it.
Today, we've got 4 more global breakfasts for you to taste and then locate.
Chicken, egg, crispy fried onions.
Dig deep, see what's underneath.
Is it egg drop soup?
It is not egg drop soup.
It looks like egg drop soup.
Chicken soup. Cheers.
Oh, it's ricey. Is it like congee? But not.
It is like congee. It is rice cooked in a chicken broth, long and slow so it becomes dense and almost porridge-like. And then it is topped with a whole selection of things. Now, you've already spotted some of them, the chicken and the egg, but it's also got some fresh scallions, it's got some crispy onions, and it's all seasoned with a combination of sort of soy, sesame, fish sauce, and a big old dollop of sambal.
That is absolutely delicious. I'm getting big chickeny flavour, lovely silky texture, and then obviously got fried onions, a bit of, this paste might give something away.
The sambal. I love the mix of mellow flavours, like chicken soup is so hearty and warming. And then you just get, hello, I'm a fried anchovy, and hello, sambal.
Sambal is like really almost acrid, like burny on its own, but when actually it's mixed in with anything, like you said, mellow or creamy or whatever, like this soup. Oh my goodness, it's amazing.
It's so good.
So you've also got a few things in there like tongkai, which is like a fermented vegetable, bok choy, pak choy.
What's the bread? Because the bread is unusual.
They're essentially not dissimilar to donuts. It's kind of fried bread, not particularly sweetened necessarily, and they're called gulas.
I really liked. Like, they're fantastic. The crackers.
Spiced crackers, and they could be made from either tapioca or rice. Again, lots of different varieties. The toppings, as you can imagine, vary massively from vendor to vendor and up and down and around this country. We've given you an example of it, but there's a few clues in there.
This could be from one area, which is massive.
Remember, all we're asking the boys to do is write down one country where they think it is from. If they get it spot on, they get 3 points. If neither of them get it correct, the closest, based on miles, takes a single point. We have 4 rounds, 4 breakfasts. I need you to scribble a first answer.
I mean,
You seem to be struggling, and I thought this was going to be a relatively easy one. Are you overthinking it?
Yes, Ebbers, because we've played this game so many times that when we overthink it, we should have underthought it, and when we underthink it, we should have overthunk it.
The dish name, boba ayam. My knowledge of this language isn't particularly fine. Lock in an answer. Got a handy little distance calculator, picking the centroids of the correct answer and your answer, if indeed your answer is wrong. So you've locked in your answer. Where in the world have you gone?
Myanmar.
Malaysia.
Both gone M.
Yes, that's one thing that's in common.
What was your logic on your M&Ms?
For me, I was taken to China, but also Thailand, and the south of China, so I just picked a country that bordered the two.
Yeah, see, whereas I went a little bit souther, and thought, hang on a second, sambal, the kind of nasi goreng kind of like element with the anchovies and the egg and I thought, it's that, Singapore, but also Malaysia, bigger, more central.
The origins of the dish do base themselves in China as congee. However, it's spread out across other nations that have very similar versions, including the Philippines. However, this version, with that spicy sambal that's served commonly in the city of this country, belongs to Indonesia. Which puts Jamie closest at just 894 miles away. Mike, you were 1,981 miles away. But strong logic throughout, and it's a tough one because bowls of rice porridge or rice noodles in broth, very common breakfast across much of that part of the world.
It's absolutely delicious.
Boba ayam, it is absolutely something that will set you up for the day with that rice porridge. Delicious. Jamie, you take a point. Let's move on to round 2. Excellent news. I think you're going to like this one as much as you did the last. Blindfolds off.
Oh, it's another eggy bowl.
Egg, rice, cucumber, and what is that?
It's kind of the that that we're focusing on most.
Looks like biltong. Sweet barbecue-y flavours. It's tough, but not tough. Do you know what I mean? It's got a chew to it.
I think your jerky reference is a really good one. It's like jerky that's not been dried out.
So really it is that meat that we're focusing on, although it is often served with rice, sometimes garlic rice, fried eggs, cucumber as a breakfast item.
A silly question. Is it pork or is it chicken?
Where would your guess go?
I initially thought chicken. The more I eat of it, the more I think it's pork.
I think it's pork. Or is it beef?
So this particular dish could be made from pork, beef or chicken, but pork is the most common and this is pork. For context, it's mixed with a whole bunch of ingredients. So we're talking salt and sugar, quite a lot of sugar, fruit juice, seasonings like black pepper, garlic, soy sauce, rice vinegar, and annatto, which is that red paste that you get from the seeds. Boiled down for several hours so that the meat becomes really tender. And basically, once all the water's boiled off, it then starts to caramelize in oil and the sugars. So when you said it's kind of a bit jerky, chewy almost, it's almost candied caramelized after it's been cooked down and stewed.
It is so Moorish.
It's really great. And what's interesting is it's the thing with the most flavour on the plate. It's plain rice, it's a fried egg and just cucumber.
Yep. So the dish as a whole might be called tossilog because it's combining iklog, which is sunny side up eggs, and tocina, which is the meat. Don't rely on my pronunciation, but also sinagag, which is the garlic fried rice. These components all come together to create that dish. So popular in this country that there's even a flavour of Spam called tocino, which is that cured, caramelised sweet pork.
This is really hard. What part of the pig is this?
Cheap cut, pork shoulder, benefits from long, slow cooking. The other thing is that sometimes all of those pork bits are mixed with the spices and the sugar and the salt and the garlic and all the lovely ingredients and the annatto and left to kind of almost ferment at room temperature overnight before being boiled down and then caramelised with oil at the end. Show us your boards in 3, 2, 1.
Costa Rica.
Philippines.
We're so far apart. I don't know why I guessed that.
I'd like to know why, if you can pinpoint.
I started thinking South America, and then I started thinking about the method and the pork. Don't know where rice comes in.
Oh, gallo pinto, rice and beans is a regular breakfast item in Costa Rica.
I don't know why I went there.
Jay?
Do you know what? It was the name.
Tossilog.
Tossilog. That feels like a familiar name to me, and I was trying to pinpoint where it was from. And with the pork and the sweet and the savoury and that, Philippines is what came to mind.
Interestingly, the origin story of this dish was a creator who lived next to a butcher and basically used this as a way of saving and preserving leftover pork at the end of the day where there might not be refrigeration.
Genius way to do it.
So you marinate it overnight at room temperature with all those spices. It does get a little bit of a funky ferment and then you boil it down and caramelise it and it has a longer shelf life. That creator, who was neighbouring a butcher, was in the Philippines. Oh! Jamie, spot on. Mike, a mere 10,000 miles away.
I can't remember the last time I got one.
Wow, you actually got one.
I actually got one.
And actually, the Spam reference might have helped you out there because Spam is definitely big in the Philippines, as it is in a lot of that part of the world that's got lots of coastline because it was sort of left over from the American troops in the war and the Spam took favour there, as it did in Hawaii.
My other thought was Fiji, but I'm glad that I didn't listen to that.
Oh, it would have helped me if you had.
Absolutely delicious dish. That means, Jamie, you take 3 points added to the one you got last time, 4 points to 0. Let's go into the third round. Okay, here we go again. Number 3, blindfolds off.
I've got to get a full house twice to ensure the win. Oh, that looks cool.
Does. That looks unlike anything I've ever seen before. Evans, what do we do? Do we build?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, it's a buttered roll. Whoa.
No, it's a rolled butter.
I can't even open this up. Oh, it's mincy.
See if you can work out what it is.
It's got lentils in it.
Oh.
Now, my notes on this dish says that it has a reputation for being pretty spicy, although there are lots of variations.
It's pretty spicy. It's got Bombay mix on the top. Wow, that's good.
Really good. The butter helps to dissipate the spice, adds that dairy richness to it. But the crunch from the Bombay mix,
I'm falling apart.
it's got all the textures, and then you've got the freshness of the salad as well. I love that.
So yeah, the texture you're talking about is this kind of fried flour or gram flour, sometimes spiced mix on top, which is kind of a snack, almost like sev. It's on top of that legume curry. We'll come back to that in a second. Tomato, onion, chili, and served with a yeasted bun. Can you guess? It's not lentil, but what it is.
Split peas? No.
They are sprouted moth beans,
I don't know if I've ever heard of that before.
known as mutki. Now those are before they've sprouted, so they're typically left in quite a wet, moist area. They can be entirely soaked, otherwise just in a humid area. Once they're sprouted, they are cooked into the liquid along with a lot of spices.
I mean, it makes it. That is fantastic. And added some fresh, zingy tomato and onion. Delicious. But when you slather that and dip that, the wedge of butter is pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, really good.
Now the butter is, absolutely delicious. Without it, the whole dish is also vegan. So it's actually a delicious vegan breakfast as well. Let's go around the country. No pressure, Mike, but you were over 10,000 miles away last time.
I need 2 bang-on answers. I need 2 bullies to take the win.
Whilst it has been disputed, it's thought perhaps to date back to the 1850s as a nutritious meal for troops and soldiers created by a warrior. Right, give us your answers. 3, 2, 1.
Pakistan.
India. I didn't think I could go too far wrong by saying India. And it's such a big country with so many different regions that even though we've done quite a lot of Indian food, we've not done 5% of Indian food.
Correct. Mike, what was your thinking?
Similar. I thought the name of these sounded like it was from that region. I thought India would be too obvious, so I went to neighbouring Pakistan.
This dish is called misal pav and is from Maharashtra, which is in India.
Ho! Ho!
Slightly more to the south, which is where you get the coconut coming in as a flavour, but absolutely Indian. Jamie, you've hit the nail on the head again.
Oh my goodness.
What a delicious breakfast. So far, Jamie, you got yourself 7 points. Mike, yet to score. 2 correct answers and a closest.
I've never performed this well.
What do we think about the dish?
It tastes fantastic. It really has everything. The sort of silkiness that comes from the moth beans, which are a brand new thing I've never tasted before. And then that crunch on top.
Hugely nutritious because of that sprouting. So it's not just about cooking legumes, but the fact you let them sprout first makes all of that nutrition so much more bioavailable. Then it's cooked in with all the spices. Jamie,
Really
you are
tasty.
absolutely storming ahead. There is one more. Last one. Blindfolds off.
Grimsby. What's the point?
The point is, how good does that
The
look?
point is I want to eat that.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's 2 bits missing.
Have you noticed we've served you 8 portions between
Yeah,
the 2
but-
of you and you're worried about the 2 that are missing?
you've shortchanged us.
Yeah. It's a flaky pastry on top. Lovely and dense.
Jamie's going for a handheld snacky snack. Why not?
It's a custard tart. And I think the dough's the pastry.
Oh no.
It's on the bottom and the top. And then you've got like a pastel de nata style egg custard in the middle.
Classic custard, thickened and stabilised, more like we would call it sort of a creme pat with flour, sometimes that's semolina. But basically it's piled into a phyllo pastry case that's then folded all over, so it's got phyllo on top and bottom and sides, and then it's baked. So the custard is baked inside of the raw pastry. So the pastry goes crispy and the custard is cooked first and foremost, but then it is also baked into the dish. So it's a lot more firm, so firm in fact you can cut it into slices.
It is so good.
That is amazing.
I mean, it's one of those ones that tastes ridiculously
Indulgent.
indulgent. You shouldn't be having a big slab of that every day.
So any closer to narrowing it down?
I don't know, Ebbers. There's no overarching flavour that says it definitely comes from this region or something like that.
Does it help if I tell you that this dish, we believe, dates back to 1453 AD and originated in Constantinople? I can give you that clue because the place doesn't exist anymore. But where is this dish now so commonly eaten for breakfast? Pastries consumed, answers locked in. Flip them around in 3, 2, 1.
Greece.
Italy.
Logic.
Well, you said Constantinople, which is now, I think, Istanbul.
Yep.
So Turkey, or Turkey. When you said religious festivals, however, I started thinking about other religions outside of Turkey, Christian faiths, prominent in areas like Greece.
I went for Italy next Greece. Again, similar religious sort of celebrations and things. Also, Italians very well known for not complicating dishes, and this is a very simply flavoured dish.
So, this dish is called bugazza, which comes from the Turkish word for pastry, because, as we said, Constantinople became Istanbul. Interestingly, Constantinople was considered the head of the Roman Empire, but not in 1453 when it was under Greek administration. It's Greece!
We went on a journey.
Oh, that was a journey.
It means nothing.
It means that you were 523 miles closer than Jamie was, and you take 3 points. A delicious breakfast pastry.
Wow.
Easy to make ahead because the custard sets and then you can serve. It's absolutely delicious. That game ends with 7 points to Jamie and 3 points to Mike. You clawed it back. It wasn't like an absolute sweeping at the end.
No, still a bit of a pumping, wasn't it?
Sweeping, pumping, you decide. Comment down below. The classic custard filling is an original. Sometimes it might also have cheese in it as well. So it's like a cheese custard.
Yeah.
Like a feta, for example. We thought that might
Give it
be too
away,
obvious. However, Jamie, today you take the win with 7 points to 3. Well done.
Well done.
Thank you.
And well done to you guys, because these were more of your suggestions, and keep them coming. Comment down below loads more global breakfasts that we can be trying.